Hello there, everybody, and welcome back to another episode of the Soulver Weekly Forecast. I'm Courtney Kassman.
I'm Alison, Maiden.
And this is going to be our first video of 2025. Yeah, so we have had so many people write in and so many things popping up on the news, literally everywhere, social media, you name it. And that's about the LA fires.
Yeah, it's such a shame. I mean, last year we were talking very much about how this year, Courtney, was going to be a year of action, how we've come into this year literally blazing because of what's going on in LA. Plus, we've had multiple earthquakes and volcanic eruptions going on around the world. There has been so much going on, in fact. We have given up on our prediction, looking at our predictions, because I think that they've all happened.
Yes.
So it's about time we made some new ones.
Yeah.
All right. We did actually go into some fires for Australia as well. So please be careful if you are living in a district there that is high fire danger, particularly South Australia and Western Australia. And I actually think the top end of New South Wales as well.
Wow.
So
Okay.
all of those areas, please be careful.
Be careful.
All right. Let's have a look at these wildfires in the States, particularly around Los Angeles. Now, there has been some talk on the channels that they think that these fires were deliberately set. And if you cast your mind back to Hawaii,
yes, that was big.
That was huge. They are saying that there's certain evidence where a lot of blue things were left untouched. And everything else was like completely demolished, completely devastated. There has even been some footage of what appears to be like laser beams coming from, the atmosphere,
the sky,
wherever it's coming from. It sounds a little bit ominous, but and starting these things, and even people are starting things in the streets. So what's going on, guys? Come on. I mean, we've had loss of life now. We've had definitely a lot of loss of property.
Oh yeah, it's just millions like cleaning the slate.
Well,
my gosh,
yes,
I've seen a lot of theories, as you know. I'm on a lot of the social media things.
I know a lot of evidence has gone up in flames.
Yes,
to a certain person who's incarcerated.
Yeah.
So let's have a look and see our. Look, let's check our bottom card first. I'm out of practice.
Let's have a look.
Okay. Wow. So the sun is shining here. Now, look, this card does mean that things will turn out okay, and that everything is happening kind of for a purpose. So when we're looking at it from this perspective, it's like we have to understand that there's a greater purpose to all things, and that whatever is going on here is either going to expose something, which I think it will, or just bring people into a set mindset of looking deeper, right?
Absolutely.
About the truth of things. Okay, let's look here. Well, certainly decisions were made on this. I'm just going to say that
the timing is very coincidental.
It's interesting how certain things were, let's just say, taken away from the firefighting departments. There was like water restrictions. There's all sorts of things going on there like months ago, a year ago, where if something like this did happen, of course they were going to be, I actually saw them running around with handbags, filling up handbags with water, firefighters, because they didn't have enough equipment. Like, it was crazy. So there's decisions that were made on this. We're heading down that conspiracy theory road again. And it has got to do with money, and it's got to do with what will come in the aftermath. Now, you said something very interesting, wiping the slate clean.
Yeah, that was one of the theories I saw.
I'm thinking that this has a triple-edged sword, if that's even possible. It might be a trident. Maybe we have to go for a trident. Because there seems to be three things coming up from this. So it's got to do with reclaiming land or money. It's also got to do with insurance payouts. And the other thing that I'm getting here is definitely covering something up. So it's a bit of an insurance policy in itself where things would be covered up. that's a little bit dicey, isn't it?
Yes, it is.
So when we look at this thing from the three-pronged angle, they're saying just wait because more truth will be exposed.
Yeah.
More truth will be exposed. Now, the mismanagement that has happened so far of the government there toward people who are in the emergency services, the police, the firemen, even the paramedics, that's all going to come under the microscope after this. They're going to be looking at it. And believe me, once the new regime is in, I shouldn't say regime because that sounds a little bit ominous. Once the new government has been sworn in, they will be looking at this and look out. I would be running for the hills if you're a naughty person in all of that, right? The burdens from the past. So this is like all of the restraints and things that were put on people in the past. This has come into play now. See, the universe never does anything by halves, and even a natural disaster or an unnatural one will be used to show the truth. And you will see this on all the news stations, even the ones that are pro bad guy. Because this is a lot of communication going on. Now, you said you've seen it on lots of channels, lots of social media channels. It's already out there. Definitely about money.
Wow. When is it like?
Never. It's never about people or their better health or whatever. It's always about money. And so, you know, when it comes down to it, whoever the governor is of, I mean, I'm a bit at a loss here. I can't remember who the governor is of California. But whoever the governor is, he's going to be under a lot of pressure to resign. And this one here is all about he's going to be caught with some kind of money issue here. So it's going to be shown, fraudulent activity will be shown.
Wow.
The world is watching. The world is watching. So what we can take from this is that it's very likely, even though the universe is going to put this into a category of this was not meant to happen, it's not natural, however, I am going to use it to my advantage. This is going to be shown as being an absolute nightmare for whoever is in charge because they are going to be shown up. And I think this was set beforehand. I think that was planned. And I also believe, oh, look, we've still got her pulling the strings in the background. Now, just remember, guys, of this, the let's just say a leader of that party who is in very high demand in that area. I can't even say her name on YouTube. But what I feel is that she is still the puppeteer pulling the strings, and she's behind a lot of this stuff, as she has been behind a lot of the terrible things that have happened in America, her and her husband. I think you guys know who I mean. Here we have her going, now which country shall I escape to?
Oh my gosh. Wow.
Because she's got to get out in a hurry. You know, there will be several people who are looking for new housing, new homes, etc. This could actually lead to a revolution there in that state of providing housing for underprivileged and homeless people. And this fire has started that ball rolling. So there is some good that will come out of this. But with the right government in place, that's what will happen. With the right government giving the money back to the people, which is what's necessary. California has got away with things for way too long.
Absolutely. Yes. Wow. Thank you so much, Alison. That was absolutely huge.
Yes.
And of course, we're sending all of our healing and prayers to you guys, everyone who's been affected over there. But yeah, thank you so much, guys, for joining us for our first episode back. And we will see you guys very soon. Be sure to like, share, and subscribe.
Bye.